Any apartment that's charging people $2,000 or more should be coming with a washer and dryer, and also a dishwasher and an elevator in the building. Because there's no reason why you're charging $2,000 or more for a one bedroom and it's not coming with any amenities. And it's on the 5th floor. No washer, no dryer, no elevator. You gotta walk all the way up to the 5th floor, and the one bedroom is a fucking shoebox. Like, let's be so freaking for real.
Welcome to the renewal. Please be sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. With apartments becoming harder and harder to rent nowadays, mortgages steadily rising along with everything else, people are feeling drained and losing hope. Some are going homeless while some are making the decision to stay home with parents because they just can't afford to leave home. It's getting scary out here, y'all. Let's hear what these people have to say. Comment down below if you have had a rent increase in 2025 and how much it has increased by.
Everybody want to be a real estate agent and sell houses and sell apartments, but y'all selling this for $17.50 a month. Come on, like be for real. Like, if we go be anything in this world, let's be for real. Like this is the hood. That's a hood style apartment. I grew up in an apartment like this. $8.50 a month. It's a roach in there. It's a roach or a mouse in there somewhere behind that refrigerator.
So I just seen a post saying that rent prices are coming down. Trump is stopping rent prices from going up too high. And everybody's in the comments. I seen one lady say, yeah, rent prices should be for one bedroom, one bath, $450 to $750 a month. And people in the comments comment back to her saying, yeah, girl, facts. It should only be $500. Who do y'all think y'all should be mad at? This is what I mean when I be saying, like, politics be playing in our face. Because here's the thing. A lot of y'all want to be property owners, but don't understand what it takes to be a property owner. So your actual hate at the prices is like I'm losing a word or whatever, but you're aiming your anger to the wrong person. It should not be to the landlords. It should be to the banks. I'll give you an example. Right now I have a property in Fairburn, Georgia, and my property tax alone is like $300 to $400. That's just in property taxes. Like, since I was living there, my mortgage went up $400. Do you think that was me that made my mortgage go up? I own the place. Why would I make my mortgage go up on me? So now let's just put a tenant in there. And let's say I don't live there, right? If the property taxes is going up, right? What do you think I have to do to that tenant? The price to live there goes up as well. Okay, let's go even earlier, straight to the beginning. For me to buy that place, I have to get that place at a certain interest rate. Wherever the interest rates are right now, if the interest rates are high, the price that I have to pay monthly is going to be high to own that place. On top of the taxes, now I have to rent it out to you. So who is really creating the rent prices? It sounds like it has a lot to do with the interest rates and a lot to do with the taxes in the city. But they're telling you we're going to hit all the landlords as if the landlords are the problem. These increases is coming from these taxes going too high. The interest rates being too high. These landlords create their number based off of that number. It's not an imaginary number. If we could have our prices much lower and get somebody in there and still be able to pay the expenses that the city is going to charge us and the bank is going to charge us, we would. It would be a lot easier to get people in our properties. And make our little bit of profit. But people hear that and be like, yeah, but still, why do you want to make profit? Okay, you want to be a landlord, but you want to make no profit? You want to do all the work of being a landlord, but you want to make no profit? So I just ask you guys that be like, oh, I want to be a landlord one day. I want to own property. I want to have a building. Please do your research on like how this stuff actually works. Because y'all be mad at the wrong people being mad at these landlords.
Why the fuck is it so hard to move in a fucking apartment? Bitch asking me for 20 times my fucking income and shit. Bitch, I'm I'm not rich. I'm just trying to find a place to fucking live. Then bringing up old shit from places I don't live no more.
It's not you, it's the economy. The finish line moved and no one told you. Your parents paid $450 for a one-bedroom. Today, the average is over $1,600, nearly triple even after inflation. But the federal minimum wage, still $7.25, the same as 2009. So if you feel like you're behind, you're not. You're just running a harder race in a broken system.
The leasing office at my apartments literally said, new year, new rent. And I just want to let them know that's illegal. And
How is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes, but charging almost $3,000 for one bedroom? And who in the hell are affording to move into these ridiculously high, overpriced, expensive apartments? The national average salary is like $55,000, something like that. I'm not the best at math, but 56,000 divided by 12 is like $4.6 thousand a month. That's like 75% of your check gone if you're paying $3,000 a month for an apartment. Not to mention you got food, you got electricity bill, got car payment, car insurance, gas. You like to go shopping, get new clothes. God forbid you need a haircut every 2 weeks or you got to get your hair done. And God forbid you have fucking kids' mouths to feed. That's even double. The average income earner cannot afford these overpriced ass apartments. So who are they building these apartment complexes for? And what makes it even more hilarious, every single year these greedy ass landlords continue to increase the rent. So pretty soon, if you haven't already, we're going to be seeing $4,000, $5,000 a month apartment complex prices. And my question is, why do they keep getting away with this? We are literally allowing them to run our pockets fucking dry. What happened to America? We used to protest way back then. The minute taxes went over 2%. Now we are getting taxed damn near half, if not more than half our fucking money. Rent is out of control. Housing prices are out of control. Mortgage is out of control. Every single bill known to man is completely out of fucking control. And all we do is we go on TikTok, we bitch moan, we complain, and then the next day we get up, we go to work, and we pay that overpriced ass rent. Why, as we as a people have not done anything about this? Because we have not revolted. Us not revolting means that these landlords will continue to increase the rent every single year. Us not revolting means that these developers will continue to buy up a whole bunch of land, knock down these trees, and build overpriced ass apartment complex on top of apartment complex on top of apartment complex. Us not revolting will lead to housing prices continuing to skyrocket, mortgage rates continuing to skyrocket, and everything else known to man to live continuing to skyrocket.
I honestly think it is way cheaper to rent a home in 2025. Now, don't get me wrong. I think everyone should own a home. But if I'm being honest, I think it's cheaper to rent right now. So, like, what do y'all think? Because honestly, I think, like, I'm seeing these new mortgages just because the current interest rates and the prices. And I'm seeing what rents are. And I see rent is actually coming down as well as home prices. But it's still cheaper to rent. Don't get me wrong. I think eventually that things will change. But in the meantime, it's cheaper to rent. Now, a lot of realtors will say it's better to buy. But I mean, I guess it just depends on the situation you in. But as of right now, I think it's still cheaper to
Am I crazy, or is $4,700 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment insane? I live in a small city and I just saw a 2-bedroom apartment listed for $4,700 a month. And mind you, you have to pay an extra $100 a month for parking. Even if you live with a roommate, that means that each person is paying like $2,500 to live with a roommate. At that point, I would rather just live outside the city and pay significantly less.
Understand these fucking apartments. Yo, I'm applying for an apartment, right? I'm moving out. End of the month. I'm getting up out of here. Why the fuck I applied this apartment, right? Everything was good. Credit was bomb. My deposit was ready. She said, okay, but the only thing is you have to make 5 times the rent. 5 times the fucking rent? What the fuck? Do you know how much money that is? That is a lot of fucking money. 5 times the rent. The bitch said it like, yeah, 5 times the rent. Like, that's a fucking walk in the fucking park, bitch, like I'm a dog. Bitch, what the fuck? So I look at her, I said, no. 5 times the fucking rent? She gonna say, yeah, 5 times. Again, like she said, it was a walk in the fucking park. Again, I'm not a fucking dog. I don't walk in the park. So the only question that dawned on me, right? Do you make 5 times the fucking rent you working here? You work in these apartments. Do you make 5 times the rent? She was like, no, I got a discount. Well, you give me your fucking discount then. What the fuck is wrong with you? 5 times the fucking rent. Bitch, what?
I'm 23. I'm in college. I just found out what a rent party is. Apparently, y'all, back in the day, if you couldn't pay your rent, you could host a party or your friends would come and everybody would put money into like a hat or something to help you pay your rent. When I was telling my friend about this, they was like, oh my God, why don't we do this, bitch? I cannot help you pay $1,500. My rent is also $1,500. I can't help with that. When the shit was like, you know, 500, 800, yeah, bitch, I help you. I would help you if the rent was $800. I would give you $100, $200. Yes, bitch, here, have that. That's nothing. $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. I don't know, Bookie. You're gonna have to come up with that on your own. That's a lot of friends to come together. Everybody can't even put together $100. Like if that was 10 friends and your rent was, you know, $400, yes, we could do that. Yes, we could totally do that. But you need to have a whole bunch of motherfuckers in your apartment to be able to pay the rent nowadays. That's why we don't got no fucking community. We can't have no community when everything's so fucking expensive. How you supposed to have community? I'm supposed to help you out, and I could barely afford to live my damn self. Every day, every time I turn around, it's a new fucking bill. I understand why my uncles and them used to be like, you don't want to be an adult. When you an adult, it's bills, bills, bills. Every time you fucking turn around, it's a bill. I don't understand some of this shit. Why is my phone a bill that's monthly? Why do I even have to pay monthly rent? Why is everything monthly? Why is it not just a one-time fee and then we're done? Everything, a fucking subscription. I already bought the phone. I bought a number. Why must I pay it every month? Why is it not a one-time thing? You just pay it one time. This is your number. Your number is over. Disney Plus subscription. Why can I not just buy the fucking Disney Plus once? Y'all would get so much more money if everything was just a one-time fee. But y'all want to be selfish. Everybody wants to be so selfish.
Oh yeah, and bitch, renting in 2025 is a motherfucking joke because literally y'all know my moving situation or my living situation. And I found a couple places that I liked before, but you know, the deposits was just like, bitch, not depositing. Okay, cool. But I really was looking at a couple like other properties or whatever, and I'm just reading before you even do the fucking application, like the criterias and stuff like that. So renting an apartment in 2025, bitch, is a scam for real, because what do you mean I'm paying for valet parking? I mean, I'm paying for my parking spot. They're charging for parking spots. They're charging for covered parking spots. They're charging for the trash to be picked up by your door, but that's supposed to be an amenity. They're charging for, I don't know if that's just everywhere, but Arizona, bitch, y'all is on something. They're charging for, what else did that fucking paper say? Because I was just strolling, bitch, on the internet looking, you know, at different things. And they're like, look at your cost sheet. And it's like, they're charging for Wi-Fi setup, pest control, like, so really when you're going in there thinking that the rent might be like $19, $18 or whatever, $2,000 or whatever, the shit really be coming out to like $2,400 every month. Like, what the fuck? Make this shit make sense. Like, and it's so fucked right now, you can't even go out and buy a motherfucking house because it's ridiculous. You're just getting scammed, bitch. This is just too much. How am I paying for my amenities, like, in my rent? Y'all pricing this point and then jumping it up. And then, bitch, the motherfucking townhouse I was looking at, both of them actually, they jumped up to like $2,800, $2,900. Mind you, at the time they were like 22, but the bitch just,
I'm realizing my husband and I can never break up because, baby, I don't have any idea how I would be able to afford rent now. I've been living on my own since 2017. Like, I've rented apartments since 2017, and that to me is really not that long ago to be able to say that rent's doubled in some of these apartments. Like, I remember paying maybe $700 in the majority of these apartments, and some of them have already gotten to almost $1,400. How are they justifying that? Like, how are they justifying that big of an increase? Like, they probably haven't been updated since I lived there too. First apartment I ever rented with my friends. We rented it for, I think the cheapest apartment that we could rent was like $790, something like that. And then we got a 2-bedroom, so it was closer to $1,000, but we had 4 roommates. We just divided it amongst all of us. And my rent was like $250. But I remembered that the cheapest one they had was like $790. What is this? What is this increase? That's insane. The cheap rent is almost doubled. And I need to emphasize, this was not in like some crazy rich city. This was in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Have lost
like
their fucking mind in 2025. Ben and I are looking to relocate, and I am actually appalled, and I am so furious right now. As I'm looking for homes, I literally have several landlords saying like, I will not show you this home until you've already applied and approved. And the application fee is non-refundable, and it's like $40 to $75 a person. But let me get this straight. You want me to pay you $150 and let you ding my credit report, even if it's a soft pull, just so that you will take the time to show me the apartment and let me decide if it's like fits my needs. So then I'm like, okay, let's pivot. Let's go to like a big, property, like the corporate route, and see if they have like better customer service and a little more flexibility. And I'm like, okay, it's sounding good. You don't need like $3,000 in deposits. Here's my credit score. And they're like, yeah, we don't really go by credit score anymore. We go by DTI, the debt to income ratio. Y'all, I was in consumer lending and mortgage lending for about 5 years that you use to decide if somebody can buy a home. My credit's good. I make my payments on time. I make like 4 times the rent. She's like, well, because like in this era, it's just so easy for people to like fake their check stubs. So now we're looking at DTI. The reason I don't want to own a home, I like the fact that like renting's easier, that my maintenance is covered, that amenities are covered. And now they're like, we want references. We want DTI. Y'all have lost your mind. And when I think about the fact that boomers didn't even have to have a credit score, they didn't even have to worry about that. Not to mention the complete income inequality we have suffered from their whole trickle down economics bullshit. It's not the fact that I won't be able to rent an apartment. I'm pretty sure I will find one. It's the fact that my husband and I make well over 6 figures combined. And this is how difficult it is. This is all the minutia. This is all the hoops to jump through, because a landlord cannot stand the idea that there could be a single possibility that they could have 1 month of rent missing that they were not anticipating. And all these private equity firms buying up everything from veterinarian clinics to homes to whatever else they know that we need to survive. I'm so sick of it. The last time I rented too, like you would not believe all of like the security verifications that I had to go through to like verify that my income was real. It's like, bro, just call my employer. I cannot believe like this is how it is to lease in 2025. And I know I sound like an old curmudgeon, but I am 39 years old and my first apartment was $550. I had no credit. And I cannot believe it's been a mere 20 years and rent has like quadrupled. And now they want people renting a little crappy apartment to go through the same procedures as buying
I have a serious
home.
question. How are people affording apartments on their own? All I want is just to move out and to live on my own, but that's literally like not possible. And like I see all these girls with like the cutest apartments and like all this stuff. I'm like, how are you guys affording this by yourself? It's like such a dream. Like I just want to be independent so bad. And like ideally I would love to be by myself and like not have a roommate, but I don't think that's like possible. But is there something I'm missing? Like, how are we making this work in today's age?
Hey y'all, so we just came from outside spending mad money, right? So we came home, we went back. Hold on, Mom, I'm trying to record. We came back upstairs, we went downstairs to see the management because she kept telling us, come see me, come see me. So we finally seen her. She gives us a new contract for the lease. Guess how much they are going to be charging us for rent? We pay $1,640 for 3 small ass bedrooms, a small ass kitchen, a small ass living room, 2 small ass hallways, a small ass bathroom. They're gonna double our rent to charge us $3,750 fucking dollars a month to live in this small ass apartment. Zoran, where you at? I don't even know where to move to. I don't have no connections to other states. Oh my God. $3,700. That's how they kick you out. That's how the rich kick out the poor. They raise your rent.
Wait, from 1640 to 3,000.
From 1640 to $3,770. Y'all do the math. That is fucking insane. We've been here 13 years. They talking about we gotta rebudget you because something about we're playing catch up on rent. Our rent gets paid every month. You guys, I don't know what to do no more. If you guys see me, I might be in a tent in a park. A camping tent. Because I'm not paying no $3,700 to live in this crappy ass neighborhood. They just broke downstairs door. And you're gonna charge us $3,700? Then she says the only one that are being saved are the ones that are Section 8. My mom gets city FEPS, right? You guys, I'm shitting bricks. That's almost $4,000 for rent. $4,000. I don't know what else to do.
The cost of living alone in 2025 is quite ridiculous, but we're gonna break it down. I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, $2,033 per month to live alone as a 23-year-old living in Georgia. I work multiple jobs. If you ever wanted to move out of your parents' house, this is what realistically it takes to do that. Have a seat, get a pen and paper out, and let's get into it. Cheers. My move-in day was December 28th. I paid a application fee of $50, $150 administrative fee, a $550 pet deposit, plus the rent and a couple days extra because I was moving a couple days beforehand. So the grand total for that was $2,705. I pretty much went to Walmart and got a money order. To do a money order, I think it's $1 per 1,000. I had to break it up into 2 or 3. On a month-to-month basis is $1,695. Pretty crazy. Technology fee is $115. Washer and dryer rental is $50. Water/sewer is $30.55. Utility billing fee is $6, which I don't know why I have that, but since I use a different company to pay for my electricity service, so my bill is separate, so I don't know why I'm being charged a $6 fee. And I think that $6 fee just went up to $8 because I got a letter on my door last week saying that it went up, which I think is that bill. Pet rent is $20. Valet trash is $25. And then, of course, after it all, there is a card fee. If I use a credit card to pay off all bills, anything that's recurring, it goes on my credit card because I gain points for flying. So I typically fly for less than $3 to $20 per flight that I take. So that's how I'm able to travel so much, is by paying all of my bills that I have to pay anyways on a monthly basis on that credit card. So that gives me a grand total of $2,033. Yeah, that's per month. That's per month. And then not only do I have that, I also have, and it's called electric service. That's $89.40 for the month of September. But I also have renter's insurance, which is every month. It is $32. I pay it through a renter insurance company. Obviously, my utility bill is whatever they say it is. Replacement fees for your mailbox is $25. Your fob to get into like the pool, gym, the office, anything like that, that is also a $25 replacement fee. Code change lock, I don't know what that means. That's a $25 fee as well. My county charges $100 for lockout fees, not including if the keypad stops working. So if it stops working, it's not your fault, but I believe if it runs out of battery and you didn't call the maintenance people to do it, then I think that's your fault, so you have to pay $100 for that. I'd probably pick my lock before I pay $100 for that. But
so I just saw this video of a guy talking about them continuously raising the rent at his apartment complex, and he was paying it, but it's getting to the point now where he just can't afford it. But the cost to move is thousands of dollars. You have to have first month rent, you have to have a deposit, you have to have all this stuff, a moving truck. So what do people do? They go ahead and pay it like this lady here is saying. You know, an extra $200 a month is way cheaper right now than me paying thousands to move. I was at this place, I was renting a room in someone's house, $800 a month. It was a hot summer. The lady's like, oh my gosh, the light bill is $200. I'm gonna raise the rent to $1,000. I'm like, well, I'm gonna leave. Like $1,000 is, I can get my own place for that. You know, maybe a couple $300 I can get something for $1,300, but I'm not paying you $1,000 to rent a room.
Who the hell is paying $4,000 a month to live in Nashville, Tennessee? See, Nashville, Tennessee has a whole rental crisis going on, but it's not because there aren't enough apartments. Oh no, it's because they built too many luxury apartment buildings that people cannot afford. Over 10% of rentals are sitting empty. And now landlords are like, oh my God, what do we do? Well, let me tell you why, since rich people can't seem to figure it out. A studio, on average, starting at $1,600. A 1-bedroom, $2,000. 2-bedroom, $2,900. 3 bedrooms, $3,900. In Nashville. Who's running around with $4,000 to just drop on rent every month? See, capitalism will sell you a scam, but act confused when you don't buy into it. Nashville doesn't even have the jobs to justify charging New York City rent. In New York, a 1-bedroom on average is just above $4,000. But Nashville thought, yeah, we can do that too. No, you can't. And this is the kicker. None of these units are actually luxury. Real luxury? We don't even get access to it. What they call luxury is just a dishwasher, a pool nobody uses, and rent that'll have you broke by payday. So as far as I'm concerned, Nashville does not have a rent crisis. Landlords of Nashville have a greed problem. And until they get real about the cost of luxury, those little luxury units are going to stay empty.
My tenant, who's been late on her rent since May of 2025, who's gotten 2 rounds of rental assistance. I think they've paid me since May, I don't know, $12,000 or something ridiculous. Amen. I'm so happy that you're able to get the assistance. But baby, you're wearing me down. Seems like the only time you pay is when I go and file for the eviction. Okay, so listen, I don't want to evict you. I don't feel like it. It's work for me. And since the rest of y'all on here being nosy,